not short as well for Naz Hillman. Full court pass and
The 2025 WNBA season is about to start, and the Indiana Fever are ready to build on their strong 2024 season. Caitlin Clark had a record-breaking rookie year, and the team is full of young talent. Fans filled Gainbridge Fieldhouse, excited to see if the Fever can move closer to making the playoffs. Based on their preseason games, things are looking good so far.
It's going to be an exciting season. I think more than anything, we're a deep team, and I think everyone's really bought into trusting the process. This season, it's going to...
And here's where things got even more exciting. The Fever pulled off a thrilling 81-76 win thanks to an unexpected hero, Lexie Hull. She came off the bench and played amazingly. Along with Caitlin Clark's key plays, they stole the spotlight and set the stage for a strong season ahead.
It might not start off super pretty, but we know that putting in the work, putting in, trust into the coaching staff, trust in each other, that by the end of the season we'll be exactly where we want to be. So just excited, with the progress we've made even over just 3 games.
3 games in, but that's just the beginning. This is the story of Lexie Hull's game-changing night, the Fever's strong team effort, and how they beat a tough Atlanta team to end the preseason unbeaten. Things took a surprising turn before the game against the Atlanta Dream. Caitlin Clark had a small off-court issue, a brief argument during a team event in Atlanta. It was quickly handled, but the reason behind it will shock you. Clark, the 2024 AP Rookie of the Year, has been under a lot of pressure since being picked first overall. But she didn't let this incident bother her. Instead, she focused harder in practice and motivated her teammates, but wait, it gets even better. Instead of falling apart, the Fever used the moment to become even stronger. What happened next, led by Lexie Hull's incredible performance, completely changed the team's momentum and identity.
Player in the W as well. A lot of people forget that Dawn played this game at a high level. Who forgets that? 3 ball good. So second attempt.
The Fever entered their final preseason game with a perfect 2-0 record, having beaten the Washington Mystics and the Brazil national team. But the Atlanta Dream, a tough team with playoff hopes, posed a bigger challenge at Gateway Center Arena. The game was a back-and-forth battle, with both teams exchanging leads in a high-energy preview of the regular season. Here's where everything changed. While Caitlin Clark's playmaking and Kelsey Mitchell's scoring kept Indiana in the game, it was Lexie Hull's huge fourth-quarter performance that shifted the momentum. The Fever struggled early, falling behind 21-9 as Atlanta's defense shut down Clark, who missed her first 3 shots. And if you think that was bad, it gets worse. Aaliyah Boston was dominating the paint, scoring 6 points and grabbing a key rebound to close the gap to 26-23 by the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Clark found her rhythm, hitting a deep 3-pointer and setting up Boston for a layup, giving Indiana a 28-26 lead. But here's something you might not know. Lexie Hull, coming off the bench, was quietly making an impact. She scored 3 points, grabbed a steal, and pulled down 2 rebounds, bringing energy to the Fever's lineup. By halftime, the score was tied at 41-41. Clark had 8 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds, while Boston added 10 points and 5 rebounds. Mitchell chipped in with 8 points, including 2 3-pointers. Hull's early contributions, though modest, hinted at her potential to turn the game around, and this was just the beginning. The second half would be all hers.
All right, yeah, let's go. Good job. Woo! We're going to get some really good stuff out of this film.
Now things get really exciting. In the third quarter, Kelsey Mitchell caught fire, scoring 8 points with 2 more 3-pointers to keep the Fever ahead. Atlanta's Tina Charles and Jordan Canada responded with 12 combined points, closing the gap to 62-60. Clark chipped in with 2 points and 3 assists, showing her leadership. But the Fever's defense started to slip, and here's where things get wild. Enter Lexie Hull. The third-year guard hustled for an offensive rebound, drew a foul, and sank both free throws to push Indiana's lead to 64-60 going into the fourth. Her determination sparked the Fever bench, who sensed a turning point. Hull's defensive intensity and timely plays set the stage for a career-defining fourth quarter. And then things got even crazier. Lexie Hull took over the fourth, scoring 11 points to finish with a team-high 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in just 24 minutes. But that's not all. Hull's explosion included 2 clutch three-pointers and a fearless driving layup that quieted the Atlanta crowd. Her defense was just as impressive, disrupting passing lanes and forcing 3 turnovers in the final 5 minutes. Now stay with me. Caitlin Clark, feeding off Hull's energy, also delivered in the clutch, adding 5 points, including a step-back 3 that extended the lead to 78-73 with 1:30 left. Clark's final stats, 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists, showed her all-around brilliance. But it was her composure that made the difference. The most crucial moment came with the game on the line. Clark drew a double team and passed to Hull, who sank 2 huge free throws with 10 seconds left, securing the 81-76 victory. The final score, Indiana Fever 81, Atlanta Dream 76. Lexie Hull stole the show with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 2 out of 4 three-pointers in 24 minutes. Caitlin Clark's 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists were also vital to the win, while Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston combined for 24 points. By the end of this, you'll see why this is such a big deal. The Fever's balanced attack is setting them up for something special. With Hull, Clark, and Mitchell all in double figures and Turner dominating the glass, the Fever showed their depth. Hull's 11 fourth-quarter points were the game-changer, earning her widespread praise. But here's the final twist, something no one saw coming. Lexie Hull's performance was a revelation. Known for her defense, she had struggled offensively before, shooting just 28.4% from 3 in her career. But in the 2025 preseason against Atlanta, she flipped the script, hitting 50% of her threes and showing newfound confidence. That's when everything clicked. Hull was everywhere, diving for loose balls, taking charges, and fighting for rebounds, sparking the Fever's fast breaks. Her 2 clutch three-pointers in the fourth quarter were daggers, and her defensive pressure on Atlanta's guards forced crucial mistakes. But here's something many missed. Hull's breakout could change the Fever's rotation. After starting in 2023, she transitioned to a bench role in 2024. But her 14-point two-way performance against Atlanta shows she's ready for more minutes. Her chemistry with Clark, seen in fast breaks and off-ball cuts, adds a new layer to Indiana's offense, and this part changes everything. Hull's ability to score, defend, and hustle makes her a versatile player, capable of swinging games in the Fever's favor. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? Caitlin Clark finished with a solid 13 points in this game, but with the 2025 WNBA season just around the corner, it's clear she's saving her best for the new season. Clark's 2024 season gives context. She dropped 31 points against the Chicago Sky in a dominant 181 win, showing her scoring potential. In Atlanta, her 13 points weren't about volume but about impact. Her fourth quarter 3 and the assist to Hull were key moments. After all, she's shown her deep range, even hitting from 36 feet against Brazil. What more does she need to prove? The consequences of this game were huge. Hull's emergence as the star showed that Indiana doesn't need Clark to score 30 points to win. They're deeper than that. But here's where things take a wild turn. The Fever's victory was more than just a preseason win, it was a statement. Hull's stellar performance showed the strength of their bench, while Clark's ability to overcome or distraction highlighted her leadership. With Mitchell's scoring, Boston's dominance in the paint, and newcomers like Dana Bonner and Sophie Cunningham, the Fever are built for a playoff run in 2025. By the end of this video, you'll see why. The Atlanta game was a snapshot of Indiana's potential, a team that thrives on depth, heart, and clutch moments. Hull's breakout as a game-changer adds a new dimension, and the Fever's 3-0 preseason record signals their readiness. As the regular season begins, one thing is clear. Lexie Hull has arrived, and the Fever are a team to be reckoned with.
For the first possession for the Atlanta Dream. Just down by 2 at halftime.
This was the moment when the now you know vibe truly came to life. And you're about to see why it's such a big deal. The Fever were in a tough battle with Atlanta. And then Lexie Hull came off the bench like a spark plug. She dropped 14 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, dished out 4 assists, and swiped a steal, hitting 2 out of 4 from 3. You could feel the energy shift. The campaign is all about confidence and surprises, showing you that this team is deeper than you think. Hull's hustle, like forcing 3 turnovers in crunch time, and her newfound swagger on offense screams, Fever basketball. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. She's not just the 47.1% three-point shooter from 2024, second best in the league, by the way. Against Atlanta, she proved she's a two-way player who can change the game. You'll see why this matters. Hull's breakout was the perfect way to kick off the Now You Know moment, shouting that the Fever aren't a one-woman show. She's proof that this team has weapons everywhere. As the regular season rolls in, Hull's performance against Atlanta should have everyone on notice. The Fever are loaded, and they're coming for it all. Now you know. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Stay tuned.